It's Burgess Taylor, and I am very sorry, but there is no Where I Journal video because it rained all week until today. So I've got to run an errand. I'm going to take my travel bag with me, and I'm going to run the errand, and I'm going to see if I can't get some sketch time in and see if I can't film it, at least a little bit of it. Since there's no journal series video for today, I thought I'd do a flip through. It's been a while since I did a flip through. I think I left off like May 21st. You saw little bits and pieces when I showed off my journals, but wasn't an actual flip through. So this is where I believe I left off. I think this is the last time I actually plan in my Omni journal. I'm still doing the calendars, but I'm not doing the planning. But that's about to change for the end of this month because One Book July is coming and I'm prepping for it, and I went ahead and moved my Omni journal into my Hobonichi cover because I'm setting up things for One Book July and I don't have very much left in here. So I thought I'd just do every single thing I do in here so that I can hopefully fill up these last pages, because I think what I'm going to be setting up for One Book July may end up becoming permanent. So let's go back to the 21st. Over the last few weeks I've been trying different things. One of the things I tried was acetate paper as tip-ins. I tried permanent markers and they work, but they fade. They rub off. And I was like, okay, this acetate paper is the wrong one. This is for a laser printer. I have an inkjet printer, so it didn't work for that either. So I had to figure out a way to use the acetate paper. This is more of a goal dream. Chronicle my day. I did some things that represented me and my goals, what I hope to accomplish. That camera is one of them. This is chronicling the day. Mr. Rockstar and I watched the USS Indianapolis movie with Nicolas Cage. I cleaned my craft table. We did this, planted the flowers that he got me for Mother's Day and the little boots. I did another thing with acetate and it looks really cute, but like I said, the permanent markers rub off. My favorite art and journal supplies. I was doing preparations for the journal series, and this turned out pretty good. I have a couple more pins I'm probably going to add to this. This is where I'm chronicling the journal series and writing out things. I need to do a blog post or 5 about this, but things have been super crazy. The 24th, I cleaned the bathrooms and I drew the bathrooms, and we had been having rain. Now we're having rain again. No more rain. So I did indoor activities and I made spaghetti and salad, and I did videos, and it took me multiple times to get it done. I saw this on Facebook. I changed it. I did my own version. I changed it up a tiny bit, but I really loved the little hippie fish looking dude, and I love that song. My uncle used to play that on the guitar and sing it when I was little growing up, and I love that song. If I want a happy place, want to get in a better mood, all I have to do is listen to that song. Most of the time. This was an exercise with sketchbook schools, the drawing class. It's a line exercise, just doing some journaling. Starting out June because May is about to end. Here's June's calendar. Maya's visit I chronicled where I took her to where she wanted me to take her so she could catch a ride. Some more chronicling, just things I'm doing. Resisting creativity, that was a coffee chat. I cleaned the closet in my creative room and I chronicled it. I took pictures, and I need to do some journaling. I'll get back to that. I actually have some pictures I want to put on there because I'm doing some more stuff in here. My nephew graduated from high school. Let me move this back in focus here. And that's my nephew and my brother. My nephew's gotten so big. He's so grown. They're all so grown. My stepdaughter graduated, and somebody took a picture of the 2 of them, and I'm supposed to get the picture. I haven't got it yet, so that I can put it in here. The art snacks box came in, and I did something with it. I just kind of did some fun, whimsical stuff with the supplies they sent. Sunday was a pretty bad day for the anxiety and depression, so, reminded of Picasso's blue period, I did my own blue period. A little bit of the green bled through from here, but that's okay. Monday's coffee chat on this day, on the 5th, was the daily habits of creative people, and I took all the notes on this page, and instead of drawing, I just took the paintbrush and had some fun. And then when I was done with this, I added the little eyes that were left over from Victor, and I created the bug rocks. And this is an art date with Victor, and we did some watercoloring. I created my avatar from the Peanuts movie stuff. Mr. Victor is my sunshine, and he really just makes me happy when he's here. Mr. Rockstar went to the ER. I started rereading it. That was the full moon from the weekend. This was a picture I took when I took Mr. Rockstar to the ER. I took this picture out at the front where the walkway was, and I didn't have time to sketch it while we were there. I did sketch one of the buildings outside of the window, but I didn't have time to sketch this. And so I just sketched it from the reference photo, and I put this on there. And as you can see, this, I'm still using the alcohol markers, and this is the last one because I'm soon realizing as I'm going back through looking at things that they're fading. So I was like, I gotta figure something out. So I started doing research, chronicling the day. I had to go to Walgreens to pick up some medicine for him. I did a little grocery shopping. I cooked some dinner. This was the blah, meh feeling, and I got it from a book, this little creature. I did mine a little bit different version, but I referenced it here because I got it from this book, The Creature, Lady Connington's Pressed Fairy book. Things I'm doing. This was a challenge, a group challenge from Little Raven Inc.'s Courtney's Patreon group. I received the watercolors in, the Schminke, from wet paints that I'd ordered like 6 or 7 weeks, 8 weeks before. I was really excited to get them. This and this came together, and I took them apart and I put this on here and added this, and I did the swatch of the watercolors, and then I did the swatch of my Daniel Smith watercolors, and on the back of here I did a rose. My daughter and Mr. Victor came over. My daughter brought us drinks. She got me a cold coffee. She got David some Gatorade. Mr. Victor had a chocolate milk. And when he was done, he took the sticker, the cow sticker, off his chocolate milk and handed it to me to put in my journal. I'm telling you, he'll be 5 in just a few weeks, and he already knows what's going on. He's giving Mimi, saving Mimi stickers for her journal. Mr. Rockstar had the outpatient surgery stuff. It wasn't like they did some tests and all that stuff. They were supposed to also do an upper GI, but they didn't do that. They haven't done that yet. He had to be there at like 6:30, and he had to take the last dose of the medicine at like 3:30, so he was up at 3:30. I didn't go to sleep. I couldn't. My anxiety was too bad. That's what these are for, and I could not sleep. So when we got back from there, we crashed. I didn't wake up until like 4 or 4:30, and then I went to the grocery store, and I did the paint. I'm just finally using, and oh my god, I have the violet. I have the violet as well, and the violet is gorgeous ink, but the scented, I love this. This smells like roses. I want every single one of the ones that they have of this. I love it. I just love it. So I drew my Snoopy pouch, but I didn't draw Snoopy on it this time. The last couple times I drew it, I did, but I didn't. I did a watercolor palette, the brush, micron pen, just chronicling things that I use. This was Father's Day, and my dad has always been an outdoorsy kind of man. When we were young, we went fishing, then we went hunting, we went boating, we did a lot of out camping, we did a lot of outdoor things. And I saw this with the ocean, and then I added this to it. And any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad, because my father died when I was little, and my mom got remarried when I was little. My father died when I was 7. My mom got remarried when I was 9. My stepdad has been my dad for 3/4 of my life over that. And so I've been really blessed to have had 3 parents, my mom, my daddy, and my dad. But Father's Day is always kind of hard for me. It's a bittersweet holiday, and it was especially, and Mr. Rockstar had to work that whole day, so I did some watercolor. I just added that because I liked it. I finally used that bit that I cut out from the palette that I had gotten. I used the washi tape that just felt right to use on this page, and here is where I finally figure out how to use the acetate. I have the Touch New markers. I'll show you. They are like Copics. They're inexpensive versions of Copic markers, but these have the marker tip, the blunt tip, instead of the brush tip. I want to get the brush tips, but these are out because they're alcohol based. They will work on here like alcohol inks, and I'm going to make my own alcohol inks. But what I did for this, I took the piece of acetate, used a stamp that has like some stuff from, I think it's Edgar Allan Poe's Raven. It's one of the stamps Maya gave me, and I rubbed off just a tiny bit of the words, and so that it looked kind of vintagey, and then I did the flowers on here. And what I did, I used the wood grain looking washi tape, and then I wrote 2 quotes on, and this paper came from an old Smash book that I saved just to use the paper. And then I chronicled my day, and then I wrote a poem over here on this piece of paper. And I chronicled this part on the inside with the weather washi because we are storms all week, storms. Mr. Rockstar and I had some hot tea. We've done that quite a few times this week. Tuesday was the 42nd anniversary of Jaws, so I kind of went with the beachy theme. But Mr. Rockstar and I had tea again, and this time I made it in my china. I have little cups with the saucers. And Mr. Rockstar said he felt all fancy, like we were at a cafe having tea instead of just sitting at home, and that we should use the china more often. Wednesday, it was the beginning of summer. It's the summer solstice, and I wanted to chronicle things that were summery. Now, I also have this, and I'm not finished with this. I'm going to use this as a tip-in, or I may end up using this for Thursday's page. But I did this Tuesday and Wednesday. I did this, painted the desk and let it dry, and redid things because I have some more pictures. I need to put them on the back, but this, I ran out of glue stick. My Uhu glue stick still has not come in, and I need to go to Dollar Tree or Dollar General somewhere and get another glue stick. But so I'm having to let it dry until I can go to the store and go get me another glue stick, because every single one of my glue sticks is at the point where I could get a tiny bit out of there, but they're all done. They're all gone. Like I said, I want to finish that. So I did some collage work and some watercolor to do in the background. And I watercolored the coffee pot, the coffee cup, and for Thursday, and I need to finish this page and do today's page. And then, like I said, I'm going to be doing all of this as much as I can. More morning pages, evening pages, notes, planning, chronicling my day. Everything is going to go in here, I do believe, so that I can try to finish this up, because that's not really, for me, for some people it would be a lot of paper, but for me it's not really a lot of paper, because I use at least 2 pages a day, and then on days where I have to take notes, that's another 2 pages. So sometimes I use anywhere from 2 to like 8 pages in one day, plus the pages for the calendars. So I'm thinking 2 weeks at 4 pages a day. We're talking at least 50. Yeah, add a couple, 36. Maybe 50 pages, and I know this is more like 100 pages. So if I do my morning pages on it as well, which are supposed to be 3 pages, I might be able to fill it up. If not, I'm gonna come pretty close. And this is just kind of preparing myself for 1 Book July, because I have the video. It will be up in a few days, probably Sunday, or maybe tomorrow for 1 Book July. And then I'm doing Camp NaNoWriMo, so Wednesday you'll have my I'm doing Camp NaNoWriMo video. Monday you'll have the coffee chat. So I guess Sunday I'll do a brief Artist Way check-in video because that will be short. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them below. Are you participating in One Book July? If you are, let me know. I'd love to follow your journey if you're chronicling it, and if or not, that's okay too. If you're participating in Camp NaNoWriMo, I'd like to know. If you have any questions or anything, like I said, please feel free to comment below, and make sure that you give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and then if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And if you would like to see more content behind the scenes, more process videos and stuff like that, you can join us on Patreon. I have the link for my Patreon page below. Thanks. Bye.